We had essentially carte blanche to move out freely on the roads without fear of IEDs or anything else that's going to disable the tank, because at that time hadn't been a thing yet. We did that drag race at Al-Assad.
You did a tank drag race?
Maybe. But
I'm telling you right now, that is the most Marine shit I've heard.
We actually hit a landmine. We were driving and I remember just getting rocked. It felt like I got punched right in the face. Goggles flew off. Flak jacket flew open. It blew our front skirt off 30 meters in front of us.
So you were doing patrols in and out of there. How often were you guys going on patrols in your tanks?
Every 3 days. We were rotating like 2 tank crews, so we had 5 tanks for our platoon, which technically that's a reinforced platoon. Usually it's only 4.
Really? A whole platoon is 4 tanks usually?
Yeah, so we had 5. So we were rotating through about 3 days, 4 days. We would do a show of force patrol, and then the company would go out and do like a contact to whatever mayor of some city. We would just do roadblocks.
Would you guys just set up like entry control points or vehicle checkpoints or something?
Vehicle checkpoints and like just do perimeter security and act as a quick reaction force if necessary, because the tanks at the time, 2005, we had essentially carte blanche to move out freely on the roads without fear of IEDs or anything else that's going to disable the tank, because at that time hadn't been a thing yet.
Yeah, because the other tanks that hit IEDs out there, just they didn't disable them before, right?
We did too. Yeah.
You hit quite a few IEDs before that?
So we had a grenade go off in front of us. It was like, I call it a grenade. It was in a dirt pile. It was about the size of a grenade.
Yeah, it was a mortar.
Like a couple days later, it was a little bit bigger. Same dirt pile.
The same dirt pile.
Same dirt pile on the same road. Then decided the third time they blew up the dirt pile and got rid of it, so they couldn't hide it anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
We ended up using the tanks as an overwatch for the base. Because we were getting mortared so much, heat is, I don't know how close it was to the Euphrates River. You could see the Euphrates River. So it's full desert. And then along the Euphrates River, it's green. You get the palm trees and the greenery that you can hide behind.
Yeah.
And it was within mortar and rocket range, heat was. And so, we ended up using the tanks as an overwatch for, and using our thermals.
Outside of the base?
No, just in the base.
In it.
The engineers made some dirt mounds so we could actually look over and see the river and see the other side, because they were using the river as a natural barrier, and they were probably using ice and a rocket and let the ice melt, and then the rocket goes off and nobody's there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Dead man mortar tube.
Yeah. So they would put ice on the mortar so that as soon as it melted, the mortar would drop down and hit, and nobody would even be there. It'd be like a ghost.
So if we fired at them, it was whatever. It didn't matter. It didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Took out probably some piece of plumbing, not a real mortar.
Oh, really?
So everything was homemade.
They had homemade mortars with PVC piping and stuff?
Like steel piping.
Plumbing, yeah.
Steel piping?
But yeah.
That's so crazy to think of. I didn't know that people made like homemade mortars out there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they had the projectile, but they didn't have the tubes. So they made the tubes. And
Interesting. Did you guys like fire off heat rounds at anything out there to like?
We never got a chance to.
We couldn't locate
anybody.
You never located any like
locate.
positions?
No, and we coordinated too with the infantry. Like the infantry, they set up a couple operations, like the most likely routes of egress and ingress.
Yeah.
For the insurgents, they set up their own ambushes out there, and they never got anything. And I know our counter battery for the mortars did get a hit on one of them one time. They literally dropped a mortar on the enemy base plate on the mortar. Because they came back with the base plate and like hung it on their hooch on the outside, because
that's a pretty big achievement.
That's a pretty big achievement for a counter battery. That was pretty impressive. But it was just one of those things. It's like it's the old cat and mouse game. And we have our best plans to go set up there and set up on there, and we had our own deficiencies when it came to understanding the enemy movement and the knowledge, just because we weren't as integrated in the surroundings as we would be later on in Iraq, where we started doing those combat outposts, where we started having Marines embedded closer into the population in the city, and not just be isolated in the FOBs like we were in 2005.
Yeah.
Because we still did our presence patrols, go out there. We do route clearance for the convoys. We go out there and just, we'd run a section of the MSRs, check for IEDs or anything else, and we shot a lot of rocks at night, because we go out with the Abrams at night and use the thermals, and anything glowing on the side of the road got shot at with our APIT from this coax primarily.
So you guys would shoot it with coax?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. If you saw anything that was glowing on the road, like you just shoot the machine gun at it?
I mean, with approval.
You get approval. But like, was people were like typically like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
because the IEDs were so sporadic, but they were often.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they were so lazy, they'd just stick it in the same hole.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's an IED there.
That's so different from the way that it started going later on down the road.
Well, I think they were just hiring the local farmer and like, hey, go out at night and put this out there in the road.
Yeah.
I mean, the one, I think after us, he got hit with another one. It was out in the middle of the desert.
Oh yeah, we actually hit a landmine.
Oh really?
Stuff from like previous Desert Storm stuff. There's things that were left over, and we were out on patrol, and we took this different route than we usually did. And I was a loader at the time because I got put on a different tank crew. And I just next thing we were driving, and I remember just getting rocked. It felt like I got punched right in the face. Goggles flew off, flak jacket flew open, and then we realized that we had hit a landmine. It blew our front skirt off, and like 30 meters in front of us.
Jeez.
And that's not a light piece of equipment.
It is it's the heaviest skirt on the tank.
How much do you think that skirt weighs?
1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
It blew it how
And
far?
like 30 yards in front of us.
Bro.
Messed up. Yeah.
Think about the amount of force that's required to get something like that to happen.
And yeah, I'm up on top of the tank, and
Oh, you were up on top.
yeah, because I was the loader at the time. I wasn't driving then.
Oh no.
Yeah. So that one just.
So you took some overpressure to your dome piece from that. God almighty, dude. That's like a buddy of mine was telling me a similar story, different location, Afghanistan. Like they had a patrol that was leaving in their MRAPs, and his buddy was the gunner inside of the turret for one of these MRAPs, and they got maybe 200 meters outside the wire, and they hit an IED. He ended up having to get medevac because it totally wrecked the whole MRAP, but like his buddy was sticking out of it like that. He said his buddy got some pretty bad TBI from that.
My
really bad.
roommate, Walter Reed, Tim Horton, he was with Fox 2.5. He was a driver in Humvee. They were leaving Camp Blue Diamond out of Ramadi.
Yeah.
Pulled out the first intersection outside the gate, got blown up.
First intersection.
Yeah, he was the lead vehicle to pull up there to pull security, got blown up out there. He threw in reverse, pulled right back in the gate, and like got
Pull right back in the gate.
drove right back in the gate. And his vehicle commander was like, "Everybody good?" And he looks down and goes, "No," and he lost his left leg below the knee because he was right directly next to the explosion. He still drove it back into the gate in Ramadi, and it's just like he got it
With
back
one
there.
leg?
With one leg.
Holy hell! What kind of a vehicle was he driving?
Humvee.
Oh, okay. A soft
No,
armor.
he was in a gun truck. He was in an armored Humvee. But
And it's still it functioned well enough to back up.
Armored Humvee they had armored doors and blast blankets.
And that was it.
Yeah,
That was it.
it's not an unwrap. It's not it's not a Max Pro or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not a MAP V or anything. All right, so Heat, the name of the installation. You guys were getting mortared on a pretty regular basis. And what was the infantry unit? It was a reserve Marine Corps infantry unit. You said 325?
Yeah, it's 325.
And those are the guys that were like holding security on all the different battle positions on Heat and everything like that?
Yeah, they had their own security platoon for the FOB, and they're the ones they would send the infantry units out with us, and we had a platoon of Amtraks with us too.
Oh, you had Amtraks there too.
That was the primary vehicle for the infantry when we did ops, besides the gun trucks. We had a couple of those mobile assault platoons with us on there too. We call them K-bar units.
Okay.
So we had a K-bar unit or two on FOB hit every once in a while, various operations, and it was 325. I don't remember if it was Lima or Kilo Company that was at hit.
Kilo.
It was Kilo.
Okay.
Because I ended up one of their T-shirts because of wonderful
laundry service.
Oh, nice. Who was doing your laundry out there?
Contractors
Contractors were?
at some other base.
Oh, it's some other
Al
base.
Assad.
Yeah, I guess it was Al Assad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get trucked to Al Assad.
they had a truck quite a ways away.
Damn. How long of a drive was that?
That's an hour.
Couple hours? Or
That was about an hour.
Was it an hour?
That was about an hour.
Yeah,
Like we go so slow, it took forever.
yeah.
It did.
It did.
In your tank?
In the tank, it was a lot slower.
How fast were you guys typically driving in the tank? Like 30 miles an hour or what?
Yeah, about
25.
25 is what I would say.
25?
Yeah, we typically
average.
went really slow.
Okay. Just cruising.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, I guess you don't want to be driving 65 miles an
not
hour
unless
in
you're
that.
QRF, yeah.
Yeah. How heavy is an Abrams tank?
68 tons.
68 tons, which is what, 68 times 2,000? That's a lot. I can't math in public, but that's a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of pounds.
Yeah.
45 tops.
Yeah, they were supposed to be governed at 45, but I think ours went way faster.
Really?
They probably took your governors off to make sure you could respond quickly.
Yeah, because we did that drag race at Al Assad at one of the closed runways.
You did a tank drag race?
Maybe.
That's
we did one
freaking
at 29
awesome, man.
Palms, too.
And we did 29 Palms too. But
I'm telling you right now, that is the most Marine shit I've heard in a while. Like, hey, dude, hey, let's fucking drag race our tanks, man.
Okay, so the full context was it was more of our platoon leader's idea. He's like, hey, I want to see what our tanks are capable of, just get an idea of the speed and everything else we're going out there.
Yeah.
So he lined us all up. It's literally on a closed runway at Al Assad.
And see who's slowest.
Yeah, see who's the slowest, but see, obviously it's a lot to tell about the tanks. Like, hey, how's the tracks or anything else? And we booked it. I don't recall because it was all in KPH, but it was over 45.
I can't do that conversion.
I can't do that conversion either.
But it was fast, and then we got talking to by one of the base MPs regarding what we were doing on a closed runway with the tanks. But that's something that
Really, the MPs did?
Oh yeah, no,
We were doing maintenance.
we were doing maintenance. Yes,
Yeah.
We let our platoon leader handle that one. It's like, oh,
Yeah. Well, the platoon leader, was he a lieutenant?
Yeah, he was.
first lieutenant.
Okay, so he was the first lieutenant who was in charge of the 5 tanks that were in your platoon. He was like in charge of it. Were you the only staff sergeant in the platoon?
No, there was my buddy Dave Heimer. He was a gunnery sergeant, so he was actually the platoon sergeant.
Okay, he was a platoon sergeant. He was a gunny. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's kind of similar to the way that like Cat is as well, because like the platoon commander is typically a first lieutenant. He's like usually a senior first lieutenant, and then platoon sergeant's typically a gunny.
Right.
And then like the section leaders, or probably in your situation, it'd be like the tank. What was your actual position called?
Yeah, that's complicated. So at the time in 05 and before, there wasn't that many officers in the reserves. There was a CO, XO maybe.
Yeah.
So as a staff sergeant, I was actually a platoon commander in the reserve unit.
No kidding. So typically tanks would have a second lieutenant in it?
Yeah, they would have a second lieutenant or first lieutenant. Usually reserves didn't have that at the time.
Wow.
Yeah,
so you guys got hooked up. You got lucky.
So I got, as a platoon commander in the reserve unit, I'm doing everything a platoon commander had to do, doing all those meetings. We had a great INI CO that would love to take us through basic
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And just inundate us with too much information that really didn't do anything for us in Iraq.
Yeah.
I mean, it came down to squad tactics, really. Here's your mission, get it done. That's it.
Yeah. Did you have to do like route planning or anything like that?
Very little.
That was more like the platoon leader doing that?
You had 3 different routes you were going to take, where you're taking this one, and this one today. That's it.
Did you ever have any impact on like whether
otherwise you get here and get there quickly.
Did you ever get to like kind of like persuade them on which route you should take or have any type of an impact on that?
So like the CO and the infantry were only going to take this one route because it was the most secure route because they didn't have a lot of armor.
Yeah.
Where tanks were like, choose your route. And that's when we started hitting IEDs, is because we were taking the route that wasn't secure.
Okay.
Or was the most direct, depending on what the mission was.
Yeah, we were the most direct. We can go the most direct.
We had the fastest route, the safest route, and the one that we should take. So
the fastest route, the safest route, and the one that you should take.
Right, which is somewhere in between.
Okay.
Because the safest route usually, depending, it's more secure, might be the most out of the way. But depending on the situation, the timeline's not going to work.
What's the priority? Is time priority or is just mission accomplishment priority?
Right.
And
that's the balance. Staff Sergeant Brumpton and I had a few conversations a few times on a few different missions of which routes we need to take where else. But when it came to QRF stuff, there's no question what we're doing. We're going most direct. We're getting on scene as fast as possible.
Yeah. If you were acting as a QRF element, because I mean that's the whole point of QRF, quick reaction force. Yeah, that makes sense.